Beloved Baba, I cannot forget the night of 24th January 1969, when you gave me instructions to write your biography and you asked me to write a chapter about your manifestation. You gestured that you would reveal to me the meaning of your manifestation and that I should not worry about it. You were in great pain at that time. You were sacrificing your physical body in love and worship of the universe. A little movement of your fingers would give you a spasm, and your body would lift up off the bed. You felt as if your back were breaking. I witnessed with my own eyes that you were crushing every bone of your body into pieces in order to give the last sacrifice of your love to the world. The body which you took for your universal work, you were giving to the world as a sacrifice at the end of the completion of your divine work. You were having spasm after spasm while giving me instructions about the biography. I could not ask you anything, thinking that you would tell me when you felt better. But a week later, you dropped your body after completing your seclusion work on the 30th of January, and I did not have the opportunity to understand from you about your manifestation. On 30th January, just before Dr. Grant left for Pune, Baba told him, "My time has come." Several persons had to attend on Baba all day and night as they held his legs tight while a spasm shook his body. The excruciating pain during each spasm was his crucifixion. On another occasion, he had said, "I suffer every second of my life untold agony." On Friday, 31st January 1969, Baba often asked for Dr. Gindi, and each time he would gesture a G, he would rock with a severe spasm and wince at the unbearable pain. Baba also developed severe pain in his back. Baba had said, "The pressure of my universal burden reflects upon my physical body, and as the strain of my work in seclusion is severe, the effect on my body is consequently severe. But though the effect is human, the cause is divine, and it is therefore in my hands." He concluded, "I have taken on the form of man to take on the suffering of man. My greatness lies in suffering for the universe, because I love all." Baba stopped taking much nourishment from around 13th January. He began having severe cramps, and the slightest movement would give him terrible spasmodic jolts. When he used his fingers to gesture, he would receive sudden shocks which caused his whole body to rise off the bed. At the time of leaving, the Dada Chanjis never thought that this was to be their final embrace from the beloved. Baba had been so weak he could hardly lift his hands. He could not sit up, and 4 or 5 of the Mandali would have to help him sit up. Even then he would suffer excruciating pains. Baba would sit up in bed for only 15 or 20 minutes, and then the men would slowly help him lie down. So when Naraman and Anavas embraced Baba before leaving, they did so gently to avoid causing him the slightest pain. But surprisingly, Baba embraced them so tightly that for a moment they wondered from where he had summoned such strength. Although they were unaware of it, Baba knew that this embrace would be their last. Chagan had come to Merazad on 20th. He sent vegetable pilau for Baba on Thursday 23rd, 1969, and Baba ate some of it. On that day, from 3 p.m. until 10:30 p.m., Baba was in excruciating pain. His body was very stiff and tense because of the severe jolts he would get whenever he tried to relax. His spine was also stiff, and turning over in bed was an ordeal for him, despite the men's support of his back and body. The tension caused frequent spasms, which made his breathing difficult, and he had more choking sensations in his throat, adding to his suffering. On Sunday morning, 26 January, Baba was transferred to a surgical bed. He felt more comfortable in it as it could be adjusted, raised and lowered. But since early that morning until around noon, violent, horrendous spasms racked his body every few minutes. They completely exhausted him. Goher intervened and administered a sedative, and the spasms gradually subsided. Since early in the morning on Tuesday, 28th January 1969, Baba began having frequent spasmodic jolts, as if an electric shock were passing through his entire body. It was a horrible day. For 16 hours, Baba had continual major and minor jerks from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., while Erich, Bhau, Pendu, and Francis had to hold him down on the bed. The jolts completely exhausted him. With every jerk, Baba would complain of terrible pain in the small of his back, which was caused by back spasms. He even found breathing difficult. Finally, Baba's physical body returned to normal from 9 p.m. until 3:30 a.m. There were almost no jolts. About his body convulsions, Baba finally explained, "It is because I am accelerating in order to complete my work soon." During these final months, Baba had also been dictating lines to Bhau to be incorporated into ghazals. On the evening of the 29th, he dictated this line in Hindi and told Bhau to write a ghazal based on its theme. "What will we do with our lives now when you have gone away?" At 9 p.m. that night, sharp, violent jolts assailed Baba's body continually, and Goher and Erich were sent for. Erich and Bhau held Baba firmly. Baba gestured, "Every jolt feels like an electric shock." After Grant left, the shocks again attacked the beloved's body. Erich, Pendu, Francis, and Bhau were in Baba's room, and they held firmly onto his arms and legs. Goher was beside herself, totally at a loss as to what treatment to administer. Baba remarked, "This is my crucifixion. Christ was crucified once, but I am crucified every moment." He repeated this several times, and when Don came to his room to check on him, he repeated it again solely for him. "This is my crucifixion. Christ was crucified once, but I am being crucified every moment." He also conveyed to Don, "All this, all that I've been through all along, has been a preparation for the word, for just the one word." And with a quizzical smile, he added, "Just imagine." Every movement of Baba's fingers would precipitate a spasm, making it difficult to read his gestures. The spasms subsided after an hour. On the afternoon of 30th January, Baba did his universal work as usual. Bhau was with him in his room and had to beat Baba's chest with his fists as he had been instructed. After this final day of working, tears flowed down Baba's cheeks. Baba looked up at Bhau and then drew Bhau to himself and embraced him. Baba looked completely exhausted and in anguish. His body had been broken into pieces, crushed after being ground in the mill of the forces of creation's universal suffering. Around 9:15 p.m., with a tender and joyful expression, Baba gestured to Bhau, "Remember this, I am not this body." The night of 30th January, Baba rested for 4 hours, sleeping for 2.5 hours. At 3:45 a.m., he called Erich, Pendu, Padri, Bhau, and Goher. Repeated shocks made his body rise from the bed. All caught hold of his limbs, but the shocks were extremely violent. Baba had tremendous pain in his back, and he conveyed that it felt as if an electric current was passing through his body. Baba commented, "Maya is trying to kill me, but I will win." He also remarked, "This crucifixion will last 7 days more and then take a turn for the better. I will be 100% free from my suffering after 7 days." The previous night, Baba had ordered Alaba to bring the painted board of Hafiz's 3 couplets from Mandalay Hall about obedience. Alaba brought it into Baba's bedroom at 10 a.m. and placed it on top of a dresser. The often quoted couplets were recited. Befitting a fortunate slave, carry out every command of the master without any question of why and what. About what you hear from the Master, never say it is wrong, because, my dear, the fault lies in your own capacity to understand him. I am slave of the Master who has released me from ignorance. Whatever my Master does is of the highest benefit to all concerned. After the couplets were read in Persian, Baba bowed with his hands and gestured in respect. Khuda Hafiz. May God protect you. Padri was about to leave the room when at 12:15 p.m. a terrible spasm shook and jerked Baba up and made him choke. Baba was sitting on his bed with his back and head raised. He flexed his arms and closed his mouth tightly. His respiration suddenly stopped. There was no relaxation after the spasm, and Baba became motionless, silently sacrificing his body for the redemption of humanity. Crying, "Baba, Baba!" Gohir started giving him injections in an attempt to revive him. Meru, Francis, and Bhau began massaging his chest. Mani was crying, "Baba, you are God, you are God. See, your Mera is crying." Mera had entered the room and was sitting dazed on a chair, weeping. Baba darling, were the only words she could utter. All those present began to weep. Adi had somehow controlled his tears when he entered the room, and he pleaded, "Please do not weep, all of you. Please keep quiet." But on seeing Mera's stunned grief, he too could not contain his own grief and went outside to compose himself.
What will we do, living when you have gone away? Whose face will we see when the bud is hidden from the bee? When living is not life, when you've passed from our sight, what will we do? Oh, we will drink tears when you've gone away. Why didn't we die when you closed your physical eyes? Now we'll burn in the fire of our longing for your kiss, for the feel of your embrace. But when you've hidden your face that we might seek you, what will we do? Oh, we will drink tears when you've gone away. Oh, my beloved, won't you cast your loving glance upon us all? We will seek you in our hearts, where you never go and never part. For you are always here, you're the life of everyone. But what will we do with our hearts when you're gone? Oh, we will drink tears when you've gone away. What will we do, living when you have gone away?